In a move that has reignited national and international debate over immigration and national security, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a sweeping proclamation banning citizens from 12 countries from entering the United States. The ban, which will go into effect on Monday, June 9, 2025, mirrors a similar travel restriction from Trump's first term and has already drawn sharp criticism from Democratic lawmakers and human rights advocates. The travel ban applies to citizens from Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. In addition to these full bans, nationals from 7 more countries, including Cuba, Laos, and Venezuela, will face partial restrictions. Citing national security concerns, the administration claims these countries lack adequate vetting and screening procedures to detect foreign nationals who could pose terrorism or safety threats to the United States. Other factors behind the decision include high visa overstay rates, limited cooperation with U.S. immigration enforcement, and the presence of terrorist organizations within these regions. President Trump addressed the decision in a video released by the White House Wednesday night, stating that one of his first actions upon returning to office was ordering a comprehensive review of travel policies involving high-risk regions. He also referenced the recent attack on a march in support of Israeli hostages in Boulder, Colorado, allegedly carried out by Egyptian national Mohammed Sabri Solomon. While Egypt itself is not included in the current ban, the administration pointed to the incident as justification for tightening entry requirements across multiple nations. This latest proclamation closely resembles Trump's 2017 Muslim ban, which barred travelers from several Muslim-majority countries and was ultimately upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court before being revoked by President Joe Biden in 2021. Its reintroduction marks a return to one of the most divisive immigration strategies of Trump's presidency, and its impact is already being felt globally. Under the new directive, the restrictions apply specifically to individuals from the listed countries who are currently outside the U.S. and do not possess valid visas as of the effective date. Some exceptions have been outlined. U.S. permanent residents, athletes participating in internationally recognized sporting events, and immediate family members of American citizens, provided there is compelling evidence of identity and familial connection, such as DNA proof, may still be eligible to enter. However, even these groups must undergo heightened security screening. Legal experts and immigration advocates have expressed deep concern about the broader implications of the policy. Critics argue that the ban could strain diplomatic ties, disrupt families, and impede international cooperation. Several advocacy organizations are reportedly preparing legal challenges, contending that the policy revives discriminatory practices under the guise of national security. Anika Rahman, director of the Global Migration Justice Initiative, stated that the move undermines U.S. credibility abroad and further destabilizes vulnerable populations, warning that it sets a dangerous precedent for how executive power is used in immigration enforcement. Human rights organizations and civil society leaders have also emphasized that the ban may interfere with global humanitarian efforts, especially in conflict-prone regions where American NGOs operate. Additionally, international businesses are worried that travel disruptions could affect partnerships, workforce mobility, and foreign investment, especially in industries that rely on global collaboration. As the political ramifications unfold, the travel ban is expected to be a defining issue in the run-up to the 2026 midterm elections. Trump's stance on immigration has long energized his political base, and the revival of this policy appears intended to reinforce his hardline approach. Yet, opponents are equally mobilized, framing the move as both discriminatory and legally questionable. For now, the White House insists that the ban is a necessary step to protect national security, while critics view it as an unjust and politically motivated action. With the clock ticking toward its implementation, airlines, immigration attorneys, advocacy groups, and affected travelers are urgently working to interpret the new rules and brace for the legal and humanitarian challenges that are likely to follow.